All the way from Phoenix, Arizona, Portland, Oregon, and Dallas, Texas, it's the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast.
You're listening to the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast. Welcome to the show. I'm one of your hosts, Anthony, along with my other co-hosts, Tommy and Theron. We're just going to get right into some banter here. Last week everybody was Skyping out because everybody's using the internet now.
That makes sense.
Is that why my internet at home has malfunctions? Like in the middle of whatever I'm watching or doing on the internet, the Wi-Fi will just like mark out and just turn off and then turn back on. So
sometimes, it's like massively overloaded because again, everybody's at home, and there was I was trying to buy a webcam off of Amazon because I'm doing some Dungeons and Dragons stuff, and the monitor I have doesn't have a webcam, and I was like, I should be able to get one for cheap. Dude, they're like $200-$300. They're like way overpriced because everybody's buying them. Well, everybody's buying them right now. That's what I'm saying. It's like the demand is so high. It's economics 101, right? Everybody wants a webcam. So, but it goes into saying that a lot of people are using the internet at once. So therefore, it's going to Skype out. And my thing about the webcam is that everybody wants one right now. So, it's like the price is higher for it.
No, man, that's like the capitalism, like the people who bought $18,000 worth of hand sanitizer and weren't able to sell it. Because they're dumbasses. They drove to like 5 different states that drove out the hand sanitizer like on March 1st. And eBay and Amazon wouldn't let them sell it because they're assholes. The guys who bought it, not Amazon, eBay.
What are they doing with this hand sanitizer?
They had to donate it, I think, but they couldn't like donate it to all hospitals because like hospitals wouldn't take it because it was already like unpacked. But this was like 2 weeks ago. But
I read about that guy. But either way. But that's
probably capitalism, man. Screw the cameras going up. $50 cameras now like $200. That's BS, man.
Oh, I know. Well, I'm obviously holding off. I'm going to spend $200 on it. But it's interesting. What was I going to say? I cleaned it up. So it was nice because I was able to, get rid of just some of the funky audio in the back. It feels good to be back. We've got good microphones. Theron's in the bathroom in his new studio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's
good acoustics.
Actually, Theron, what might actually sound good too, if you have a closet in your room, I know it sounds really awkward, but if you have like a coat closet, that's actually a really good spot to do recordings at.
So I guess this time that all the secrets come out on our podcast of where we record at, or at least me.
Well, bro, it's not video, so it's not like, you're using the bathroom,
So, no, I'm not. The last few months I was recording it was like the walk-in closet of my parents till I moved to where I am now. The only issue with the closet here is that the internet just doesn't work in there for some reason. So
because it's the closet.
Can you get a
booster?
Cat 5 cable and just plug it right into the laptop?
I could. I don't know what that is, but I'll have to look into that.
Oh my gosh! It's the internet cable, bro. It's like a fat telephone cable. Yeah, man, you just go right in the back. That's like the cleanest signal, dude. If you go right from the back of the modem directly into your computer, that's like the best connection.
Well, the modem's in the living room.
All right, so you might have to buy like a 400-foot cable, but
it's fine.
Industrial size cable.
I might go and scope that out before next week.
Actually, they might be pretty cheap. I'm going to jump on Amazon right now. Hang on, Amazon.
Jump on Amazon right now.
Let's go. Cat 6 cable.
Another good tip is when you're recording is shut off all the lights.
What?
And make the sound better. not really. Just make me funny thinking of Theron in the bathroom with all the lights off.
That's rich and great.
Dude, you can buy 500 feet of Cat 6 cable for only $100.
Nice. I'll make that investment soon.
Why do they need 500 feet of it?
I don't know.
You can start selling the rest of it, man. You probably only need like 30 or 25 or 30 feet. I'm guessing.
How many feet do you need, Theron?
Probably like 25 to 30.
Just sell the rest, become like
$12.
A cat wire, like $12.
$12 for 30 feet of Cat 6 cable.
Oh wow,
that's not bad. I have to do the exact measurement. I'm gonna need a measuring tape. What's it called?
Yeah, tape measure. Yeah.
Nice.
Or there goes our spinoff Handyman podcast. Just ruin that.
The Tim the Tool Man.
Oh man, no, but there you go. But I'm just saying, like, if you don't want any sort of connectivity issues, then yeah, definitely plug in with Cat 6 cable and
Hardwire that hoe.
Yeah, hardwire that ish nash, dude. Call it good.
I'm gonna look into that. I really am.
Yes, tidbits for the masses.
Yeah, great podcasting tips. What else is going on in the world of quarantines and global pandemics?
Your son turned 11.
Yeah, man. Look, Ace Kid Reporter, man. Yeah, he's 11, man. He's gonna get a mustache soon.
Oh my God, he probably is. Didn't you get a mustache when you were 8?
Yeah, probably, man. Yeah, looking like Brian Fantana from Anchorman.
Brian Fantana,
mustache.
Great.
Yeah, man. That was shout out to Zoom. No offense to Skype that keeps screwing us over, but Zoom, that was a clean connection last night, man. I was like, it was cool, man. We had like at least like almost 11, maybe a dozen people on there, all on the Zoom call. Wish him, Ace Kid Reporter, a happy birthday because his birthday was yesterday, and yeah, can't really go anywhere. So
no.
Yeah, that was really special, man. His smile was so big, and he was so surprised. That was cool.
He was super surprised, man. Yeah, I just took him out because we had to go drive, get some gas, and drop off something for Crystal, but yeah, so we came back and he was not expecting anything. Crystal like did like little party favors and like cupcakes, and he just walked in the room and looked at her laptop and he was just like, yeah, he was shocked. Like,
yeah,
wow.
I saw one of you posted it on your Instagram or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It looked cool to see his reaction and then see like everyone on the computer at once. It was pretty awesome. It's a magical moment.
Man, it was. It looked like a commercial or something for Zoom. Yeah, for real.
Oh, we should have done that. Dang it.
Give that viral Zoom a push.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even heard of Zoom until the last 3 weeks, man.
Yeah, it's like a big platform, I think, for, I guess companies must use it because I've ran into like 2 different multi-level marketing companies, pyramid schemes, and both of them were like, yeah, man, like we want to introduce you to someone and da-da-da-da-da. Do you have 30 minutes to do a Zoom call? I'm like, what's Zoom? They're like, it's cool, just give me your email, and then you just click on the link and it takes you to this like magical world of Zoom. Yeah.
Magical world. It's funny. Yeah, we use Zoom for work. And yeah, it's really nice because you can have multiple people and you can share screens and you can take over people's computers too in a good way, not like nefarious evil ways, but basically you could do like remote stuff. So for my line of work, it's nice if someone's like, I don't know how to navigate this website. I could go, oh, well, if you give me control, I'll show you where to go. So it's kind of a nice like way of helping people.
They're cashing out.
Oh, for sure, man. It seems like everyone's getting on Zoom. Zoom and like Instagram Live seems to really be blowing up. Like now that people are stuck inside.
Yeah, people are doing like live DJ parties from their house. It's just them and their whole setup. It's really cool. Like going live every day or like faking like they're in the club and then like everyone can join. I'm just like, what in the world, man? I guess it's the way to stay connected. Yeah, Zoom's
hey, man,
cool.
you got to get creative.
You do.
You gotta. A big lesson is there's creativity and constraints.
It's true, man. A lot of constraints, man. So we got to like figure out a way to sneak out and draw outside the lines a little bit.
Yeah,
totally. Speaking of, oh, sorry, Theron, what was that?
No, I was just saying, like you definitely have to like. It gives you a chance to like being on these restrictions. Give you a chance to like discover things that you may never have done before. Or time to do things around the house you've been waiting not to do, or whatever. Or maybe you discover a new hobby like yoga. So,
yeah, I was gonna say taking up yoga,
man. You guys are yoga bros before yoga.
Yeah, straight up, dude. I was doing some yoga with Liz today, and then we got Rocco into doing some yoga.
Oh, cool.
And Theron's doing yoga, dude.
Yeah,
it's crazy. The secret side of Theron. We found out that Theron also plays D&D.
That's a huge breaking news, man. Yeah, Theron's D&D underground lifestyle.
Yeah, it's just a quick history. It's not long, so like I think it was like 6 years ago. I think I played for the first time ever with like a coworker. He was having like a D&D, game, and I was like, oh, I'll come just to hang out and support my coworker. And then I was like, this is fun. Then I didn't play for 6 more years, and then people I work with now, like they're all into it. And they're like, we play every Sunday. This was obviously before everything happened.
Mm-hmm.
So we went and we played, did a couple quests, and it was really cool, man. It's a lot of fun. You got like your DM, your dungeon master navigating it, and you get to like choose things. It's really cool. I like it a lot. Hopefully, we can get back to playing soon.
Dude, Theron, you should join a game that I'll make, because I'm DMing a game right now.
Oh yeah, walk me through it. Like I said, I'm new at it, so I've only played it twice in the history, but I was just into it. I was like, this is cool. It's fun. It's like, it's a different type of fun, you know? Different.
Yeah, it's
like,
just, it's storytelling. It's all it is.
Yeah.
It's storytelling, and it's pencil and paper, and you're rolling dice to see whether or not, you know, if you're successful or what the outcome is. And that's it. That's the whole game.
Yeah, our last game we had started. It was late, and we went to the quick summary is we discovered some tribe of Aborigines somewhere off of this land that the DM made. And rather than like peacefully engaging in them, I think what our whole clan did was like slaughter them viciously.
Oh my god!
It wasn't my decision. It was one of the girls in our group. She's cold and black-hearted. So like, I think it started out like we woke up on the deserted island. One of us wakes up next to a coconut. One of the Aborigines like shows up. One of us smashed said coconut, and then like the coconut was like a god to them or something. And then we went to the tribe, overtook the tribe, and yes, slaughtered everyone. I don't think that was what the dungeon master had in mind.
No, it's never. That's the thing, dude. The dungeon master can plan out this crazy cool quest, and then like, you know, okay. So here's basically what
Anthony, you told me a story when you came out here that one time. We went to that vegan lunch spot. You were telling us about that one guy who like being like a jerk to everyone and like ruining your monks or whatever.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you can easily hijack the game. So here's what winds up happening, right? So the DM creates the world, right? He creates the scenarios, he comes up with the main story, and you as the adventurers like go through the adventure together, right? And you're making decisions, you try to do it collectively. But for example, the DM could be like, okay, you guys are in a tavern. Everything happens at the tavern, by the way. So you're in the tavern and you see this suspicious character, and you know, he's like mumbling to himself, and he isn't somebody you've seen before. You know, and whatever. It has something to do with the quest that you're on. Like, what do you want to do? Right? Most people would go, well, let me ask this guy questions. Maybe he can give me some information. But what winds up happening is, you know, if somebody hijacks the game or somebody like just wants to do whatever. Yeah, I go up to the drunk guy and I pull out my knife and I stab him. And it's like, well, wait a second. Like, why are you doing that? You can get information from this guy. No, I just want to pull out my knife and stab him. Like, oh God, okay, you completely derailed, you know, this quest. Now I got to come up with something like on the fly. And so the DM's like not always, but the DM can scramble because people can just do whatever the heck they want to do. And so in this case, like one of the players just literally always is just, yeah, I want to kill that guy. Yeah, I want to fight this guy. Yeah, I want to make fun of this guy. It's like, dude, I'm trying to like be a diplomat. Yeah, I'm trying to like move the story along, get information. Like, if we kill this guy, clearly we can't get any info. Like, why are you doing this? And so finally, like, you know, everybody kind of like ganged up on him, and so now we're like trying to like, you know, there's other things you could do in the game too. Like, without going too deep, you have like different skills and attributes, and some of the skills, like one of them is intimidation. So if it's like, I want to go up to this guy and I want to like cut a promo on him and tell him that I'm going to like eat his arm and like beat up his family and stuff. Okay, well, roll your 20-sided dice. The higher the number, the better the odds. The lower the number, the worse you do. Okay, so roll for intimidation. So you roll, and if you get like 15, 18, whatever, 20, a high number, then it's like, yeah, you intimidated this guy. Like, cool. Like, yeah, you're intimidated. Like you can't say anything else, you know, so you can try to control people that way. Or if it's like, you know, you roll a 1, it's like, yeah, you basically, you choked on your own tongue and you can't get any words out and you look like a complete fool in front of everybody in the tavern. And it's like, oh crap. Like, now what do I do? So, but we found a way like in the game to like stop people from hijacking by essentially like trying to roll against them. Like, well, I'm going to try to intimidate you and tell you to shut up. So I'm going to roll to see if I overpower you. Basically.
Is it all like set in medieval times, or could you do like a pro wrestling one like a pro wrestling league, or could you do like something like in future, like outer space, or something like? Does it all have to be like medieval? Like,
no, it doesn't have to be medieval. Like a lot of the there's different variations of the game, but you can do what's called a homebrew, and you can basically create your own game. And yeah, so if you wanted to be like pro wrestling themed, you could do that. So you could basically be like, okay, what's the name of your character? What are his attributes? What level is he at? So you could be like, I'm a guy starting out in the indies. Like you're like level 1. Like level 1 is like backyard wrestling, right? And so essentially you could create your own D&D-esque pro wrestling tabletop game. That'd actually be really fun, to tell you the truth. Because then it's like, you're just dice rolling. So your battle scene would be, okay.
I hit a 5-star frog splash.
Basically, so it's like, okay, roll to see what your turn order is, and it's like, okay, it's your turn. What do you do? Okay, I hit the ropes, I do a roll, and then I elbow smash. Okay, cool. Roll to see if you hit him. Okay, you hit him, and you hit him for, X amount of damage, and then you find thresholds of like, okay, he's like really weak. You should probably pin him at some point. Yeah, you can totally do that, dude. There's no like, yeah, you can absolutely do it. So for sure, talking about it out loud, actually, that would be really fun. It could be a really fun thing.
Or even like a Grand Theft Auto. Like, what about like a heist one? Like we were trying to rob a bank, or I don't know. I'm just thinking of stuff off my
you could
Ocean's
do
11. Yeah.
It could be anything, and it could go any which way, right? So if you like think like, oh, I'm always going to win my matches, well, no, because it's decided by the dice, right?
Yeah.
You can roll consistently like 1, 2, like low numbers, and it's like, oh, I want to hit my finisher, and it's like, oh, you rolled a 1, dude, you botched, you completely tripped, and
Awesome.
the guy sandbags you, and now he gets to go, and he reverses it, and he rolls a high number, and he hits a tombstone pile driver on you, and you're already at low health. He goes for the pin. Okay, I'll give you 3 attempts to, roll out of it or kick out. And if you don't kick out, then you lose the match. So yeah, dude, totally. It's really fun, man. That's the mechanics of the game. It's just storytelling and, trying to like come up with ways you'd play your character.
Crazy, man.
Enough about D&D though, but
Dungeons and Dragons.
Right. So we were talking about creativity and constraints, right? So obviously, with WrestleMania coming up, this is the stay home show. As I gotta give props to Liz, because she said that. I said, yeah, it's our go home show, and for WrestleMania, she goes, no, it's the stay home show, and I was like, you're absolutely right.
Oh, that's perfect, actually. Yeah.
So total Betty Good coined. This is the WrestleMania stay home show, for the upcoming event. So, but yeah, creativity and constraints. So obviously WrestleMania is still going to happen. It's too big for one night, apparently. And
that's them trying to be marketing creative. I think it's just
right.
Oh man, that commercial. Can we bash that? We don't have time. I think we talked about D&D too long. The commercial that they keep running is too big.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's on. Okay, so for one, they're using the same graphics as if they were going to be live in Tampa. So it looks like a Buccaneers game backdrop. It's got like the ships. All the guys are in like pirate garb, which is cool. Cool graphic, whatever. Except for they're not in Tampa anymore, obviously. And it just keeps doing too big for one night. Witness WrestleMania. I don't even think they're saying the number 36. I think it's just WrestleMania. And they keep doing like Drew McIntyre versus Brock. And then I want to say they keep doing Roman Reigns versus Goldberg. So, which, if you don't know this, but you probably should know this, that obviously that match is not happening. So yeah, we're still in limbo with that. I don't know.
It wasn't pre-taped.
He pulled out. He said he didn't do the match. He dropped a thing that was on ESPN earlier, explaining his reasons, and he kind of didn't. He was just like, you don't know what I have going on at home, because I guess there's a lot of haters on him. Who he was like, yeah, like 4 years ago, y'all didn't want me in the main event of WrestleMania. Now, like y'all are mad that I'm. Now y'all are calling me soft and this and that. And he's like, you don't know what I got going on. I might have a newborn, so maybe he has a newborn at home. What kind of family lives at home? Like if he has elderly at home, maybe I don't know, someone's living with him. So he kind of played it off like
Maybe he's also recovering from freaking leukemia.
Oh my God.
And probably shouldn't be out and about. I mean, come on, like if you're one of those fans that's upset, like you'll never be happy. You'll never be happy, and you should just, shut the hell up and just enjoy the product. Like your opinion, while you're entitled to it, does not mean you should speak it. You should just shut your damn mouth. Like let the man live.
Yeah,
this is coming from a Roman hater, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so for me to say that is just like me being a human and a rational, human being, right?
This thing is serious. Obviously, the cases keep rising. We're now at 30 days staying at home or however long, whatever, and we'll get through it eventually. But yeah, I give him props for stepping up. He's like a locker room leader and everything, and that's big because he's a big draw for them, whether you love him or hate him. So I respect the decision, because they keep saying they told all their superstars, like, if you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to participate. And he was like, all right, I'm not comfortable.
That's an impossible situation, though, man. If you're a mid-carder or a lower-carder or a guy in NXT, you cannot say, I mean, knowing WWE's culture, or even any work, man, if everyone's work right now said, hey, man, everyone come in to work, but hey, if you don't want to, I mean, that's we're not going to penalize you for it. I mean, there's still like that innate human pressure to like,
right.
Well, damn, all my coworkers are going in. I mean, I really don't want to go sick, but I mean, they're paying my bills, like, and everyone else is going in. So it's like peer pressure. And it's like, hey, you want to impress your boss, you want to impress your coworkers. And that's even amplified more on wrestling, pro wrestling culture, let alone like a just regular work culture, like what we're in. But so I think that's definitely a huge statement, like you said, by Roman Reigns, and definitely the right decision, man. Because you just recovered from leukemia, man. This is your second bout of leukemia that you somehow Superman punched into oblivion, and like why would you risk it, man? Of a global pandemic, it just doesn't seem. It's unfortunate that WWE's even putting their talent in that position. They should just called it like every other freaking major event in the world right now. And
that's a question I have to pose for both of you guys is, how do you, I mean, what are your thoughts on WrestleMania even being a thing this year?
Tommy, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure, man. I think we covered it last week. I think we covered it 2 weeks ago. It's just it was changing more and more. I think 2 weeks ago I was a little more open to it, but as more things are closing, as a whole, like each city is having like 5 p.m. lockdowns pretty much, or like only like gas stations, pharmacies, and grocery stores being open now. And, I mean, it just to see all the movie theaters closed, all the restaurants closed except for takeout and stuff. Yeah, man, major events, NCAA, NBA, NASCAR, golf, Major League Baseball, should have been opening day this week. It just doesn't make sense why you would have a wrestling show, even if it's behind closed doors, even if it's just too risky, man. It's just like, it just sets a bad precedent, bad presence. So I don't know. I'm totally against it. I don't know if this is a hypocrite, but I will probably watch it on Saturday and Sunday just because there is nothing else on. But I just think their thinking is, their counter argument is, oh, we're the only thing on, so everyone's gonna tune in to watch it. But you're not putting up your best foot forward. You're not having a good massive crowd. You can't have run-ins. You can't have all the bells and whistles you have with a typical wrestling pay-per-view. So they're going in one hand tied behind their back. So that kind of disproves their logic of being the only game of town. So they should run it. So I'm against it. I wish they just would have postponed it and just give the wrestlers off the next 3 months. Say, hey, we're wrapping things up in March, April 1st. Don't show up to work. See you in June or July 1st. I think that would have been fine.
Theron, what do you think? I think it's that's very valid. Theron, what do you think?
I mean, I'm right there with Tommy. I understand WWE thinking that, this is something for people to see. So, there's some normalcy, but it's so scaled back. Like, there's no fans there. There's no attendance. There's no reaction. And then at the issue of the risk of putting a lot of your superstars, your staff, everyone at risk, you know what I'm saying? Like, any and everyone at risk, doesn't matter the age. I just don't think it's wise. I just got an alert that the Open Championship, which is a golf thing, in July is going to be canceled now. Wimbledon was canceled like earlier this week or today. NBA's postponed. College basketball obliterated the season. They're like, nope, phoning it in. They keep telling us to stay at home. So, I feel like, this is a big risk they're taking for the future after this is all over, because like they're forcing people to work in these conditions and so on and so forth. And it's like they're not telling the best stories right now. Watching like Royal Rumble playback from like 2 months ago when everything was cool and like seeing all the fans and all the reaction, that was really cool to see. But like going into this weekend, like knowing some of these matches are going to be like movie set style or whatever, like it's not going to be the same. This is WrestleMania. This is like your big thing, and this is how you're going to do it. I just think it's a mistake. They could have pushed it off until July or August. I mean, maybe no SummerSlam. I don't know. It's on the fly. So, or just canceled it and just went with SummerSlam as the big thing of the year. Mm-hmm. Something like that. Any of those options. And I think, shut down for 2 to 3 months, which is interesting that you said 2 to 3 because we're at a month now. Like May 1st is how long we're, I guess, going through this for, but that's just how long they told us to keep the measures we're going through. They never really said past that, right? Yeah. I don't know. Anthony, what do you think of all this?
Tommy brought up a good point. The more and more things get shut down, the more information we find. They're not putting their best foot forward. And I think as big of a juggernaut company as they are, they could have set a good example and been like, hey, this year we're postponing it. Like WrestleMania just won't happen this year. And, I think taking a break would be good. And I'll say a few things with the break, but I will say this, I will watch it. I'm going to, because I'm a fan and it's going to be on, and I'm interested to see again, the creativity that comes in constraints, right? It's going to be different. This has never been done before. The company is WWE is WWE, right? WWE is going to do what WWE is going to do, right? That we get that. There's no changing that. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully nothing bad happens after WrestleMania. And what I mean by that is hopefully people don't get sick, right? Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's not like 2 weeks from Mania that we start hearing that, some of the talent is becoming ill. What I will say about a break is, honestly, WWE has been putting out again, subpar phoned in product. Mm-hmm. And if they said, hey, listen, for the next couple months, we'll give our dudes some time off, work in your home gyms, keep staying fit, we'll come back. And when we do, we'll still, we'll have some big matches. So maybe you do some of the WrestleMania-esque matches, like on Raw, right? When the crowd can come back, like you reward your fans for coming back by giving them a WrestleMania, level match on a Raw and on a SmackDown and on an NXT, right? Like you got to do some unprecedented stuff, but at the same time too, having that break again, because the product has been phoned in and not the best foot forward, for, I guess for keeping it diplomatic, that type of distance is good. Because then when you come back to it, you're like, gosh, I haven't seen Zack Ryder, and like, I'm glad to see him back. And oh my God, like he beat Shinsuke Nakamura clean, or oh my God, he beat whoever else. What I'm getting at is it's a way to reinvigorate some of your talent, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you've been running the same machine over and over and over, and it's like again, the one thing that smarks get smarky about is like the predictability of the storylines. And if you cool off for 3 months and you come back, I think that creates in and of itself demand, and that creates like a desire, right? Like, oh, I want to see what comes back. I wonder if they're still gonna have Drew McIntyre be the champ, or like if he's still gonna beef with Lesnar, but maybe that changes. You know what I mean? I think having the distance would be good, and also I think it'd be really good for the health of their talent. And at the same time, too, if everybody else, and not saying if everybody else is doing it, but in this circumstance, yeah. And I don't see that as a bad thing. I mean, clearly this is the year where, nothing's happening per se, right? Like this is the year that doesn't exist because it's just, we're so focused on trying to be healthy and beat this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's my 2 cents. Again, it just doesn't make me a hypocrite. I think that's a really strong word. Because I'm still going to watch the product, but again, I can have my opinions, and I want to see how they do it. The other thing I want to add before we go to another question is, I think if WWE originally said, "Hey, we're going to treat this serious, we're going to postpone on WrestleMania," I think other promotions may have followed suit and been like, "Okay." Like we want the big dogs are taking a step back. I think we should do that too. And I think we should give our talent some time to be at home with their families, do their part, slow the spread. And when we all come back, like, we all come back competitive, healthy, ready to do some, new cool stuff. But obviously that's not the case. So
did you say big dogs because Roman Reigns stepped back? The big dogs are stepping back?
No pun intended, but just like the MLB of, professional wrestling, like if they, it's not like the freaking, like for that example, right? It's like MLB's like, look, we're canceling our season. So it isn't like the minor leagues are like, but we're still, we're still going to be doing, minor league AAA games. It's like, no,
Portland Pickles are still going rebelling against everyone, having free hot dog night. I'm saying?
Like, yeah, like that's, excuse me, that's not a thing, like everybody's participating in backing off because that's what has to be done.
It's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do. It's the ethical, moral thing to do. But again, WWE is going to do what WWE is going to do. Right.
The thing I'm worried about that you're saying that's been a harping point the last couple of weeks is the creativity through constraints. The thing I'm worried about, the WWE's had 3 weeks of constraints and their creativity has just sucked. Like I'm hoping they pull a rabbit out of their hat for WrestleMania, but Raw and SmackDown's just been unwatchable. I know they have like a lot of their hands tied behind their back and they're working for a lot of constraints, but man, it's just been so skippable and so unwatchable. I don't know. I'm sure I'm not the only one because the ratings have been down for everything, and that's another thing. Like rating, like you're the only live thing in town, and their ratings are still crashing below to just record low levels. So I think that's saying something about the fans' just distaste for them continuing, or their just distaste for their creative product overall.
Here's a question that just came to mind, and maybe it's a pretty powerful question, but what do you guys feel about this potentially being McMahon's last hand on the helm? Could this be the scenario that essentially, not to say it's his ouster, but to say that it could be a time. I'll put it this way. I just listened to what is it, Kenny Rogers' song, "The Gambler."
Rest in peace, Kenny Rogers.
I know, rest in peace, Kenny Rogers. No one to hold him, no one to fold him. Right? Like, could this be the opportunity for McMahon to say, okay, I've taken this company as far as I can go under my supervision and leadership, and I've made my decision to keep Mania going. And if obviously there's a big backlash, could this be his potential fold-em moment? And this is total speculation. I literally just came up with this question like 15 seconds ago. So I'm not trying to spread rumors. I'm just asking the question.
Theron, how do you respond to Miss McMahon having the coronavirus? According to
no, he doesn't have the. Oh my God, he's having the fucking coronavirus. No, I'll bleep that out. He's not the coronavirus, dude. But he's, could this be his fold-em moment? Could this be the okay? Like I need to walk away from this. Like I need to give the leadership to somebody else.
I feel like his pride is too big. Just won't go away. I think he still thinks that he's putting out good content. Sorry, CNN with the updates. I think that he will still be around after this. He just doesn't go away, man. He doesn't go away. I don't think he's going away after this. I think he'd be at the helm to say, yes, we put on a show and it was good stuff. And, he'll believe that, whether it's good or bad. And it's leaning towards bad. So, yeah. Tommy?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, because the more we talk about it, the more odds are stacked against this command. So I think even if he fails at WrestleMania, he'll want to come back just to prove that, hey, I can right the ship. And he's just kind of got that kind of work ethic where he's gonna work until he's 80, until he can't physically, until doctors and his family tell him he cannot physically work. It seems like I can't, just knowing the stories about working for him and his work ethic. Now he's a workaholic. He doesn't like sleeps. He's like 4 hours a day or whatever. Wakes up and works till 3 a.m. and wakes up at 6 a.m. to go work out or whatever. I don't see it. Unless like he gets voted out or fired somehow. But I don't see it. But it's an interesting question, man. And if anyone could beat anything, it's Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think as you said it, the stakes are getting higher and things are kind of becoming more stacked against, and he is the ultimate deciding factor. So it's a big risk, right? Risk and reward. He's putting it all on the line, and if it's a hit, it's a hit. But if it flops, then he's got to be the one that takes responsibility for that, and also just any other repercussions that come from, right? Again, I don't wish ill on any of the talent. I really want everybody to be safe and sound, right? So it would just be a big bummer if it goes off. It's it doesn't get the ratings that he anticipates it being, and then there's God forbid you hear one of the talent gets seriously ill. Like that performed at Mania, like that would just be so disheartening. And it would be like, all right, man, you gave it your shot, but you need to back away. Like you need to not be the deciding factor anymore. And the culture and the storyline needs to, the power needs to shift, right? Like you put some people in danger, and that's just not cool because you had every opportunity to move that ship.
Yeah. And it's just it's the odds, man. It's like people working in close contact, having a bunch of people there, cameramen, producers, directors, writers, like everyone on hand, plus the talent, plus the referees, plus the announcers. Like that's just going against every guideline where you're supposed to be less than, I don't even know if it is less than 10 people anymore. It might be moved down a little bit. They might have moved the goalposts even more, but it's just going.
It has to be less than one person.
Yeah. You have to remove yourself. If you're in the room right now, please remove yourself from the room so you can distance yourself from yourself.
Mania is decided by D&D rules.
Man, dude, I think we might have been onto something, man. We might have been onto. I'll just see Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar play play D&D. Paul Heyman being the dungeon master.
Oh my gosh! So I want to hit my claymore. All right, roll to see if you hit. Brock Lesnar's armor class is like 18, you rolled 17, you missed. All right, now it's Lesnar's turn. All right, Lesnar hits him with a suplex, another suplex. Does he hit? All right, Drew McIntyre's AC is probably like, 15 or 16 or something. He hits, dude. He hits you with a suplex. You take, 12 damage, dude. It's just
this is your sequel to Undertaker versus Roman Reigns play from 6 years ago. Is you narrating Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my gosh! So first they have to roll initiative. Like what's the turn order, right? Like Drew's got to roll, and if he gets a higher number than Brock, then he goes first. But if vice versa,
didn't the champ get like favoritism or something, or I don't know.
He could roll advantage, which basically means he would take the higher. So he'd roll twice, and he would take the higher of the two rolls. So let's say Brock Lesnar rolls initiative, and he gets advantage. So he rolls, and let's say he gets like a 1, right? Like the worst number that you could possibly get. But he gets to roll again because he has the advantage because he's the champ. And let's say he gets like a 12, right? So he takes 12, but then. Let's say Drew is at disadvantage because he's the challenger, so he has to take the lower of two numbers. So he rolls, and let's say he gets 20 on the first roll, the best you could roll, and then he rolls like 11. Like crap, he's got to take the 11, and so he gets to go second because Lesnar rolled a 12, so he gets to go first.
What the hell's going on? This is the best conversation since we talked about handkerchiefs before we rushed it. This is the best.
But that's how it is, dude. That's how D&D works, dude. It's all decided by like dice rolls and logic, right? Like,
oh man. Should we
logically do some picks? Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say do some picks. And I also want to do. I found it deep buried in our drive. We made predictions for this year's WrestleMania last year.
Oh, nice.
We had that. And even 2 years ago, Dan was on the podcast, so he made predictions for WrestleMania 36 main event too.
Super fan Dan, baby.
Oh, nice. All right, cool. Yeah.
I have that all written down. I pulled up the document, so we should do that. But I also have the card real quick.
Let's do it.
It's 2 nights, man. So they're 16 matches. They're spamming the hell out of us. They're trying to get the most bang for the buck. Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. I'll go first. Vince McMahon loves to see Otis be stupid, so I'll pick Dolph Ziggler on this. But he also hates Dolph Ziggler too, so I don't know Vince is calling this, but I'll go Dolph winning and having the heel victorious. Yeah, Anthony, who do you got?
So I'm gonna write this down. So you said Dolph.
Dolph Ziggler versus Otis.
Okay.
First match.
I'm gonna go Otis.
Nice. Theron, who do you got? Dolph Ziggler or Otis?
I'm going with Otis.
Oh my god, dude!
What?
He was gave me a cough attack with that tucky right in my left eardrum. Man.
I'm sorry. I was probably too close to the mic. I'm going with Otis.
It's all good.
That was great.
He needs this win. He lost his girl. Damn it.
True, man. Mandy Rose. Next up, man, this is this. I don't know why they're filling this card for so much, man. I know they're trying to fill out 2 nights, but it's Elias versus King Corbin.
Huh? Where is the storyline to this?
Exactly. I think Rob Gronkowski booked this match. I think I vaguely remember that. Theron, who you got? King Corbin or Elias?
Rob Gronkowski booked the match. Elias, because Gronkowski will interfere.
Makes sense. Anthony, who you got? Elias or King Corbin?
I can't get behind Corbin, so Elias.
Behind Corbin. I watched that match with him and Roman from the Rumble. It was actually good. I still can't get behind Corbin. I've traded.
That was a great match. Yeah, they're like the street fight rules or whatever.
Yeah.
That was a good match. I'll go Corbin, man, just because WWE loves Corbin, and you guys picked Elias, so that's my logic. There's no. Next up, another match that I didn't even know was feuding: Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley.
What?
Anthony, I'll let you go first. Mr. Aleister Black or Mr. Bobby Lashley?
Excuse me.
I'm gonna go Black.
All right. That's to make a joke. I'll go with Aleister Black too as well. They're definitely pushing him more than Bobby Lashley. Theron, who do you got?
Well, seeing as I heard through the grapevine that Bobby Lashley's not going to be at WrestleMania, I'm going to go with Aleister Black beating himself.
Oh man, I forgot. Yeah, some of this has changed because people got sick. Yeah, this card still has Roman Reigns versus Goldberg on it. So, but
it's fine. We'll just pick the winner. And I don't know who's replacing Lashley, but I'm going to go with Black because Black beats anybody. Always bet on Black.
There you go. That should be a freaking shirt. Next up, this has got some heat to. This has been going on for a while. Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. I'll go KO in this one, even though WWE has a lot invested in Seth Rollins. I'll go KO in this one. Theron, who do you got in this one? Kevin Owens or Seth Rollins?
Steam. Kevin Owens.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anthony, who do you got? Kevin Owens or Seth Rollins?
Clean sweep, man. I'm going with Owens.
Nice. Former Universal Champion. Next up, we got the Kabuki Warriors defending the Women's Tag Team Championship versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Anthony, who you got in this one? Kabuki Warriors or Bliss and Cross?
Warriors.
I will also go with the Kabuki Warriors. But man, it's such a weird mania. I don't know like what their WWE is going to be doing with anything long term. So, Theron, who do you got? Kabuki Warriors or Alexa and Nikki?
If the Kabuki Warriors are at full capacity, I will go with the Warriors. But since I heard that Kairi Sane is stuck in Japan because everything.
Oh my gosh! I didn't even hear it. Theron's like Dave Meltzer over here breaking news.
If Asuka has to use like a sub package, like I don't know whoever's there, I would probably go with still the Kabuki Warriors. Yeah, I think Asuka will get it done. Look her really strong.
Another match that probably got changed, according to Theron's sources. The Miz and John Morrison defending the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Well, it's a ladder match versus the New Day and the Usos? Huh.
Wait, what is?
The Miz and John Morrison versus the New Day and the Usos. So a three-way dance ladder match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship.
I heard Miz was out though. Wasn't he sick?
Oh, there's another breaking report.
Yeah.
Yep.
Breaking report from Anthony over in Portland. He's out in the Portland wilderness. He's got some sources.
But I would have Miz and Morrison. So should anything change? I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. So screwy, dude.
I'll go with the Usos, man. Have the WrestleMania moment, even though it doesn't really count because no one's there and there's no pyro or anything. Aaron, who do you got in this? It's gonna be a really good match. I mean, I don't know who's gonna replace Miz though.
I'm gonna go with the Miz and Morrison, or the blank and Morrison, because that's what's good for business. And yeah.
Cool if Morrison got Matanza somehow.
That would be awesome. I thought Matanza was that other guy.
Another tag team match has got some changes. The Street Profits defending their Raw Tag Team Champions versus Angel Garza and Austin Theory. Austin Theory stepping in for Andrade, who's
He's
sick
out with no, he has like a knee. He has a knee injury.
Okay. So who you got in this match? Street Profits or the makeshift team?
Got to be the Profits, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Austin Theory's getting moved to Raw. See, moved, not called up. I don't think people get called up anymore. I think they just move from brand to brand now. Yeah, I'll go with the Profits, I think.
A huge card. I'll go Street Profits as well. Anthony, who you got in this makeshift match?
Street Profits.
But
this is a good match. Sami Zayn. Oh, what are you gonna say there?
Someone needs to find out if Montez Ford is alive or not. He did a spot where he like flipped over the rope, and I guess he was supposed to get tripped before he got out of the ring by Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins missed that spot. So he just like did a front flip over the rope and landed on his back on the ground. Last I saw
that, man. Austin Theory. I don't know if Austin Theory was supposed to catch him or not.
No, he wasn't. Seth Rollins was supposed to trip him, and he was never,
so they
he was never supposed to
the
do
rest
it.
of the Montez Ford's life.
Yeah, back is broken.
Oh man. Okay, so Sami Zayn's the Intercontinental Champion, in case anyone was wondering, and he's defending his championship against Daniel Bryan. Sorry. Anthony, who do you got in this one? Daniel Bryan or Sami Zayn?
D. Bryan.
Bryan for the win on winning an IC title on WrestleMania. Theron, who do you got? D. Bryan or Zayn?
Hasn't Daniel Bryan already won the Intercontinental title once, some ladder match capacity?
Yeah, WrestleMania 31.
Oh, that's what I thought. I'm gonna go with the other guy, Sami Zayn.
Thumbs up the IC title picture right there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will also go with Sami Zayn for some reason. I have no idea why. All right. Okay, let's go to some of the women matches. SmackDown Women's Championship: Bayley versus Lacey Evans versus Naomi versus Tamina versus Sasha Banks. I'm gonna go with Sasha Banks to win this one, but I think I've picked Sasha Banks to win her match at every WrestleMania, and I've been wrong every single freaking time. So
also, I think Lacey Evans is out too.
Oh
what?
man,
No,
more
she's not.
news.
I didn't see her name on the out list. You mean Dana Brooke?
Maybe? Nah, I thought it was Lacey Evans.
No, Dana Brooke was like the member that's not on the card anymore. So it was supposed to be 6 people. It could be both. It could be down to 4. Who knows?
They've taped all these matches already, man. They taped them all last like Tuesday and Wednesday.
Oh, that's true.
They did.
So could be. Theron, who do you got in this one?
You said Sasha Banks, so that means I gotta pick Bayley.
All right.
I don't know why. That's a horrible pick. I'm gonna regret that. No, I'm gonna regret that. But we're gonna go with Bayley and her horrible gimmick with no one there.
Yeah. Anthony, who do you got in this?
I'll go Bayley.
Oh, jeez.
2 Baileys, all right.
I could see Sasha winning and they could like reignite that feud, but I feel like this would just be bad timing to do that. Like, there's no fans there, you know?
Yeah, it's a weird timing for everything. Becky Lynch or Shayna Baszler. Becky Lynch was the main event at WrestleMania last year. Now she's not much heat with the Shayna Baszler. I don't know.
Not much.
Got derailed.
Damn. Is that because there's no crowd? I like that. I like their angle. I like their story. They just keep beating each other up.
I don't know, man. I just feel like, it's just tough. I feel like Becky Lynch is in a tough spot. She had a whole year of being champion, and I don't know if she's fulfilled her prophecy or not of being the top of the card.
No, I don't think because I feel like I agree with that. She cooled off a lot since Becky Two Belts, which was just a year ago. I still like her promos. I saw their segment on Monday Night Raw. Just ended with Shayna Baszler like choking her out and whatever. I'm gonna pick Baszler because I feel like they've just been pushing her straight to the top. I don't know if it's like replacing Ronda Rousey or just like we just like Baszler that much, but she's just been looking strong since like Royal Rumble, through Elimination Chamber. Now I don't know. Yeah.
Anthony, who got in this one? The Man or the Queen of Spades?
I gotta go with Becky, even though it's probably gonna be Baszler.
You gotta support your initial push from like 5 years ago.
It really was, man. He picked that horsewoman, and that was crazy at the time, but he picked the good horse.
He did.
Yeah, man. I got Baszler too, man. I think they're gonna reset Becky or do something there because I think they have to, man. I don't think they can keep going the same direction with whatever they're doing. So I'll go Baszler. Next up, let's go with the women. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's Championship. Anthony, who do you got in this one?
Ooh, I want Charlotte to win.
Wow. Okay. Darren, who do you got? Ripley or Flair?
Oh, this is tough. I don't know why it's so tough. Oh, gosh. Poor Rhea Ripley. I'm going to go with Charlotte.
Oh, man, I got to say, well, that paints my decision. I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley, man. But yeah, that's just, man, if I was betting my own money, I would definitely bet Flair, but I'll go with Ripley on this one. It'd be an upset if the champ wins. Yeah,
for sure.
Weird position. Next up, John Cena versus Bray Wyatt in a Firefly Funhouse match. I have no idea what this is, but hopefully make it cool, man. Hopefully they go really wacky with this and really crazy and really like stupid, and I'd appreciate if they did. So, and I'm gonna go with Wyatt in this because I mean, really, man, if the Wyatt just lost to Goldberg, you're gonna make him lose to Cena too. That's just cruel.
In his own match, his own Firefly Funhouse.
His own rules, man. Theron, you got in this one, Wyatt or Cena?
It's gotta be Bray Wyatt. You cannot give up on this creation that fast. So he's gotta win, right? I mean, Cena's just gonna ride off into the sunset after the match no matter what. So yeah, I gotta go with old Bray, the Fiend. Is this the Fiend Bray Wyatt or just Bray Wyatt and friends?
Good question, man. Yeah, that is a good question. It could be decided on day of WrestleMania. I'm really curious how they break up this card. Which matches go on Saturday and which ones go on Sunday?
Yeah.
Anthony, you got Cena or Wyatt?
It's got to be Wyatt. Cena has nothing to win.
Yeah, it's true. For no belt, they really should have kept the belt on. For now, in retrospect, Roman Reigns not even being available for Goldberg, they really should have kept the belt on Wyatt.
Yeah, someone said that.
Wyatt versus Cena for the belt. Yeah.
What if Cena replaces Roman Reigns as the contender to Goldberg for his 17th title reign, whatever number it is?
That would be crazy. I would appreciate that. That's kind of the wackiness I would appreciate. Too big for one night. WrestleMania. Another crazy match. Undertaker versus AJ Styles in a boneyard match.
What the hell's a boneyard match?
Nobody knows.
I think it's just going to be like a buried alive match or like a casket match, I'm guessing. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think they've specified yet. Like, what's the rule set here?
All I know is that the dead man came out as the American Badass Dead Man, had a beanie on, and had the Dead Man Badass promo. So now people are wondering if the American Badass Undertaker is going to show up, which would be cool, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be like a, I think, I don't know about this one. Pretty sure Wyatt and Cena is going to be like a movie type setting. I don't know about this unnamed, uncharacterized boneyard match. We're going to go with Taker, right? Because
it's WrestleMania, man. If it's now you set the bar so high. If this match is not in an actual boneyard, I'm gonna be pissed. Like as soon as it's rated like 1 star. If it's not in an actual like yard full of bones, they're just like slamming each other on them.
They're just wrestling. Actually, what's going to happen is they're going to wrestle in front of a green screen, and the mat's going to be a green screen, and they're just going to phone it in, and it's just going to be digitally inserted bones.
Digitally inserted bone. Man, that should be the name. Any episode. Anthony, who you got in this one?
Taker, dude.
Man,
I mean, I love AJ, but come on, like, you can't have freaking Taker lose at Mania. You can't have him lose 3 times, right?
Third time, yeah.
That'd be his third loss. And he talked about this girl, man, Michelle McCool. Can't do that.
But then again, if AJ does win, that would put AJ in like a really exclusive club.
True.
The only 3 men to defeat The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Oh, poor Brock Lesnar has lost his luster like ever can. Now there's 3 of you.
Oh my gosh.
What a weird...
Right. I'll be right back, but keep doing the picks.
Okay, Anthony's taking a pause. Let's go to well, we're only got 3 matches left, and to buy some time, probably my favorite match on the card, Edge versus Randy Orton, the last man standing match. I mean, this has the best build by far, I feel, and even though they've been apart, it hasn't really affected that too much because they built such a good base, a good foundation for this feud that it could survive 3 or 4 weeks of non-contact or face-to-face interactions. So, with that being said, it's got to be Edge, right, man? This is his first match back in 7 or 8 years. So, I got Edge in this one. Theron, what do you think about this feud, and what do you think about that? What's your pick for the match?
It is probably one of my favorite feuds on the card. Again, Royal Rumble was being played last night on like Fox Sports 1 from this year, from 2 months ago. And that's where it all started. That was obviously Edge's big comeback. And then Randy Orton and him kind of formed Rated RKO for a little bit throughout the match, which is where the feud started. And I think the very next night, Randy Orton took him out with the concerto. So, like, I just like the way the story's been built. I thought the promo Edge did on Monday from whatever remote basement sewer he was in, I thought that was cool. So I definitely think Edge is going to win. I mean, he's been off TV as a wrestler since 2011 when he beat Del Rio for the title. So I don't, Randy doesn't have anything left to prove at this stage. He's to me, I've always liked him as a wrestler, so I think this will be Edge's comeback moment, regardless of the circumstances. Wherever people are watching it, I think they'll like it. So
crazy, man. Crazy.
Anthony, are you back yet?
Yes, I am back. Okay,
man, we're talking about Edge versus Randy Orton, and who is your pick for this match?
Oh, I gotta go with Edge.
Edge heads.
Edge heads are nice, man. That'd be nice. Okay, so we got two more matches left. Goldberg versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. I guess we could guess who's the I don't know. You guys know the spoiler? Who's the replacement? Aaron? Anthony?
I heard it was Braun Strowman, but that was like the week before last. I haven't seen Braun Strowman. He was in that Intercontinental title story, and then he all of a sudden, once he lost the title, he wasn't in it anymore. If he's the pick, I'm gonna pick him. Essentially, I'm picking him. If he's in it. If it's anyone else, I don't know, because I don't know what they want to do with this now.
Yeah.
What's the wait? What was the question?
My question was, who do you think they're gonna pick for? Did you hear who they're gonna pick for, like the replacement for Roman Reigns? Did you know, or did you have a guess, like who they could put in there?
Oh my gosh. No, I have no idea.
Yeah. So do you think Goldberg retains, or do you think Goldberg loses the title? Such a weird spot, man, because Goldberg's definition of a part-time.
Yeah.
Sting. I don't know. I'm just gonna say Sting.
The Sting beat Goldberg on Sunday or Saturday.
Theron said Strowman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Tommy, what do you got?
Well, you never said if Sting's gonna win. Just I want to know if Sting's gonna win.
Oh, I said Sting. Sting. Yeah, Sting's gonna win. Sting beats Goldberg.
That'd be great. Oh man. But I'm picking the loser. Well, I guess they can't do that, man, because I was going to say the loser of Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa goes over to freaking WrestleMania and challenges Goldberg. So I guess they can't do that now that they're not airing the takeover until next Wednesday. So that kind of ruins my pick. I was going to say something from NXT, man, but that's it. But I think Goldberg retains no matter who it's against. Because WWE's kind of like in a weird spot right now, so might as well keep the title on Goldberg for however long that is.
Mm-hmm. Triple H did say that the way that they would get a replacement, that story would be very unique how it would play out. They haven't said how it's going to play out or when it's going to play out, which is, I guess that's why they keep promoting Reigns versus Goldberg. But those two are supposed to have a face-to-face on SmackDown, so I guess we'll see. Yeah, I like your pick though. Whoever he faces, he wins. Because I mean, I feel like that would be smart in the sense of the fact that they weren't smart about postponing the show. If you want to get to this Reigns Goldberg payoff, then maybe just hold out.
Yeah, hold out till SummerSlam. Yeah.
Ooh.
Last match on the card, probably. I'm assuming Brock Lesnar versus Royal Rumble winner Drew McIntyre. Anthony, who do you got? Drew McIntyre or Brock Lesnar?
Oh, dude, McIntyre.
Yeah, this is weird because it feels like every sign's pointing to McIntyre winning. Just like that one WrestleMania, every sign was pointing to Roman Reigns winning, and they went with Brock Lesnar anyway. But yeah, I think McIntyre too as well. Theron, is there a case for Brock Lesnar, or is Drew McIntyre the surefire pick here?
Oh, sure, there's a case for Brock Lesnar. He's only the most dominant physical specimen. This is WWE building this, not me. That we've seen in the last decade. He's taken out the likes of Cena. He's beaten The Undertaker at WrestleMania. He was the first to do it. Multiple Universal and WWE Championship reigns. You're stepping into the ring with the Beast, who's conquered the Octagon and now back in the ring. But yeah, I think McIntyre is definitely going to win. I think this is his moment. The fact that WWE is going ahead with this show anyway, I think they're still going to make it his moment. Lesnar will ride off into the sunset for however long until he decides to come back and pick a fight again. So, yeah.
Wow. All right, man. That wraps up the whole WrestleMania card. Little tradition on the Bros for Rebels podcast. We've been doing this since, I think, WrestleMania 30 or 31. We predict the main event for next year's WrestleMania, which is WrestleMania 37. And we predict the main event for 2 years from now, which is WrestleMania 38. So 2021 and 2022. Going back a few years ago, prior to WrestleMania 34, Superfan Dan had The Shield and versus Daniel Bryant as the WrestleMania 36 main event, 4-way match. Anthony had AJ Styles versus Aleister Black, the WWE Championship, as the match. Theron had Adam Cole versus Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe as the match.
Oh my gosh.
And I had Sasha Banks versus Charlotte Flair versus Asuka versus Ronda Rousey. No one picked Drew McIntyre. But last year, prior to WrestleMania 35, Theron had Kevin Owens versus Drew McIntyre as the main event.
Damn it!
Anthony had Drew McIntyre versus Samoa Joe as the main event. So close. Why'd no one pick Lesnar? I had Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns as the main event. Oh, man. Okay, so, hey, man, you guys got two. That's pretty big. I can't believe no one picked Brock Lesnar in any of these. I think these last 4 ones, even 2 years ago or last year. That's pretty funny.
I think we just thought that Lesnar's run was about to be over because he'd been the guy for so long, but he's obviously still the guy in the eyes of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. So, yeah.
That being said, next year, I don't even know where the WrestleMania is next. I think it's in Los Angeles at the new football stadium.
Oh, sweet.
In LA. So, Theron, what is your pick for WrestleMania 37 main event? Mark it down. 365 days from now, what is the WrestleMania pick or main event for next year?
Oh boy.
Nothing like silence on live air.
I'm just gonna phone it in and go Aleister Black versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. No, I mean Aleister Black versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship.
McIntyre, little NXT reboot. Anthony, who do you have the pick for next year's main event?
I'm going to say Strowman versus McIntyre.
Nice.
Strowman Drew McIntyre's. You're doubling down. Drew McIntyre back-to-back WrestleMania picks. I'm gonna go left field. I think Ronda Rousey returns and she faces Becky Lynch 1-on-1 for the title.
That's a good pick. That's solid. I can't argue with that logic.
All right, and then for 2 years from now, WrestleMania 38.
Oh, God.
I don't even know where it is. I'm guessing it's in maybe the new stadium in Las Vegas. Maybe they go back to New Jersey for one of those New York WrestleManias. Wait, maybe they go to Texas and Cowboy Stadium in 2 years from now. Who knows? And my main event pick for WrestleMania 38 is Roman Reigns versus. Now I'm gonna double down on my Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins pick. Reigns versus Rollins 2 years from now on a WrestleMania reboot. Probably should work Lesnar in there. Anthony, who do you have for the main event of WrestleMania 2 years from now?
It's gonna be Cole versus Triple H.
Oh man, I could see that little. They could do reboot Evolution versus freaking Undisputed Era on the build up to that. I like it. Triple H somehow at age like 47 main events WrestleMania. Why the hell not? Baron, who do you got your WrestleMania pick for 2 years from now in an unknown location in 2022?
We're going to go left field on this one and go with the 4 horsewomen feud finally pays off because Ronda Rousey's back. So you get the horsewomen versus the horsewomen and the horsewomen take all match.
Oh man, MMA horsewoman versus WWE horsewoman. That'd be huge, man. That'd be a huge event, man. Wonder like stipulation that would.
Oh. I don't know.
Left field, man. Left field. Okay, cool, man. So we got those saved on our Google Drive. Should be safe. I renamed the file so it'll be easier to find next time.
Nice. Excellent. Well, it's a solid show. It was a lot of wrestling talk this time around. So and
a lot of Dungeons and Dragons talk, man. The record.
Man, that was good. So listen, share the show with a friend. Obviously, if you're at home and stuck at home for a while and looking for new things, please, send us some comments on Facebook, banter with us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Podbean, subscribe on iTunes. Share the show with a friend, and let's keep the conversation of wrestling going.
Baron, any final thoughts?
Thanks for listening. Share our show. Stay safe. And I'd rather be in Arizona.
Wash your hands, people.